see some ID.
No, thank you, sir.
Come on, let's go.
Go where?
I don't know,
Where are
whatever
we
you
going?
said.
You gotta leave.
This is public property. I'm not
gotta
leaving.
leave. You gotta leave.
In Wyoming County, New York, these sheriff's deputies are ignorant.
Did you not, as a sheriff, swear an oath to the Constitution to uphold the Constitution?
I
You
have no
can't
idea what
ID
you're
somebody.
talking about.
They are also on a power trip.
Let's go.
I'm not going anywhere until you get a supervisor down here. Not your hands off me, man.
No, let's
Get
go.
your cameras on. Get
Let's
your
go.
cameras on. I'm a free citizen. You don't have a right to do this.
Let's go.
You're gonna regret this.
Good,
But you just committed a batter.
good.
Good?
Arrest me.
Well, how about a lawsuit? That's coming. This incident, first reported by the Lackluster Channel, happened in June 2022. Dan Warmus, a constitutional auditor who runs the site Auditing Erie County, traveled to the Wyoming County Sheriff's Office to film publicly accessible areas of the government building
Check it out, guys.
and file Freedom of Information law requests.
You don't even... County clerk's office.
County clerks?
Yeah.
Just, could you sign in for me?
Yeah, sure.
In the United States, there is no law requiring you to identify yourself when entering a public space. Security can ask, but denying public services because you say no is a violation of your Fourth Amendment constitutional rights.
What time we got?
Dan writes down his first name and Erie County.
We'll go to county clerk.
You going everywhere?
Yeah, we're checking it out.
Okay.
The county building.
Why?
I'm a journalist working on a story on the building and just taking a couple of video of the place and going to the clerks, filing some full requests, and be on my way.
Okay.
Within minutes, as Dan is recording in publicly accessible areas, Sheriff's Deputy Sage takes a closer look at the sign-in sheet.
Hey, Dan. Come here. Let me see some ID.
No, thank you, sir.
Your last name's Erie County?
That's what I signed in as. I'm
I
Erie
need
County.
Your name or you can leave.
No, thank you, sir.
Yes, that's the rule.
It's a violation of the Fourth Amendment to violate
it's
the
not.
Fourth Amendment.
You have to sign in. You have to use your
I
correct
did
name.
sign in.
Your last name is not Erie County. And show me your ID.
I'm here
If-
working as Erie County.
If your last name is Erie County, then you could stay. Come on,
No,
let's go.
I'm not leaving this. That's ridiculous. It would be a Fourth Amendment violation to ID me to come into a
Okay,
public
well,
building.
we'll go see my sheriff because that's his rules. So let's go. We got to go to the sheriff's office.
Tell him to come down
No,
here.
you're coming with me.
What did I do
You're
wrong?
coming with me.
Why am I
Because
coming
I
with
asked
you?
you to sign in. You didn't sign in.
I did sign in.
Your name is not Dan Erie County.
Sure it is. I'm
Come on.
here as Dan Erie County.
You
You
me
can't
see
prove
your
that I'm
ID.
not. You can't prove that I'm not.
Then let me see your ID.
You have no right to get my ID. You don't have a crime. You can't demand ID unless somebody commits a crime in this country. That's a Fourth Amendment violation.
I can ask you for your ID.
Oh, well, thanks for asking. No, thank you, though.
No, you're leaving.
I'm not leaving.
You're leaving.
Are you a sheriff?
Yes, I am.
Or are you a security working here?
I'm a sheriff.
What's your bearer's number?
Come on.
Is your camera on?
It is not. Let's
you
go.
You turn your camera on.
Come on, let's go.
Go where?
I don't know,
Where are
whatever
we going?
you said. Let's
Just
go.
because he said something, he doesn't have a lawful order of any sort to give me a lawful command at all.
He
You're
didn't-
not allowed in
he
the
signed
building.
I'm
in
allowed in the
I
building.
need him to sign his real name.
I did
He put
sign in the
Dan
building.
Erie County. Come on, let's go.
I'm here as Dan Erie County.
Let's
Well,
go.
that,
I'm
then-
not leaving.
then
You
let me
get
see
a
your ID.
supervisor down here. You don't get to get somebody's ID unless they commit a crime. You can't just demand ID.
I'm asking for your ID.
Well,
Give me your
I'm
ID.
respectfully, I'm going to decline giving you ID
Okay,
because I
then
have
you
not
gotta
committed a
leave.
crime. I don't have to leave. This is public property.
You gotta leave.
This is public property. I'm not
gotta
leaving.
leave. You gotta leave.
The only way I'm leaving if you threaten to arrest me. All right? Under threat of arrest, I will leave, and you will violate the First
Can you get that
Amendment
out of
and the
my
Fourth
face?
Amendment. I'm standing right where I was standing. You approached me, man.
Let's go.
If this is uncomfortable space for you, you can always back up.
Let's
You
go.
can too.
Just so you guys can see how close I am. I'm literally just as close to my face as he is to this camera, giving me a.
Come on.
You don't have a lawful command. Do you understand that? Get a supervisor.
Let's get out.
Get a supervisor.
Go sign in.
I did sign in.
You did not.
I did. Show me the law that says I have to sign in a public building and to go in public space. That is a Fourth Amendment violation of the Constitution. Don't you understand that? Did you not, as a sheriff, swear an oath to the Constitution to uphold the Constitution?
I
You
have no
can't
idea what
ID
you're
somebody.
talking about.
That's
Let's
that's
go.
the kind of shit we're talking about. This guy is a sheriff. He says he's a sheriff. He's got a badge number here, but he doesn't have no idea what the Constitution, the Fourth Amendment is. Do
We
you
don't
under-
have time to do what
Come
you're
on, Dan.
doing.
Let's
No,
go.
no, I'm not
Let's go.
doing anything.
Let's
Do
go.
not
Let's
touch
go.
me. Do not touch me.
Let's go.
I'm not going anywhere till you get a supervisor down here. Get your hands off me, man.
No, let's
Get
go.
your cameras on. Get
Let's
your
go.
cameras on. I'm a free citizen. You don't have a right to do this.
Let's go.
You're gonna regret this.
Good.
Get a supervisor down here.
Let's go.
I'm in a public building. You have no lawful order. I've broke no law. You have no authority over a free moving citizen whatsoever. You have no authority to put your hands on somebody. You just committed a batter.
Good.
Good?
Arrest me.
Yeah, we know there's no accountability for the Blue Line Gang.
Let's go.
The only place I'm going is out of here in handcuffs because you guys have no lawful authority to trespass me from this building without committing a crime.
Dan is correct. They have no authority to trespass him from the building.
The right
Can't you
way.
just be reasonable here?
Why can't you be reasonable?
We are.
You
we're
put your
doing our
hands on
job.
me.
That's right, I did.
You
We
put
are
your hands on
doing
me.
Our job.
It is not your
Our-
job to ID people illegally.
My job.
Did you
is
swear an oath
sit
to the
out
Constitution?
there And I did.
To uphold the Constitution.
That's right.
So my Fourth Amendment violation, you have no authority to ID me. Where's your supervisor? Someone who knows the law, because you guys are so ignorant of the law.
I'm getting a supervisor over here just for you, sir.
You guys are so
Can I
ignorant
see
of the
your
law.
ID?
You are not going to see my ID. I'm not giving up ID
I
unless you.
asked you to
What
sign
crime?
in.
What crime do you suspect
Well,
me
you
of?
lied.
What
'cause your last
crime
name
did
is
you
not
suspect
Erie
me
County.
of? How do you know I'm not here working?
You show us the right that you need to be down there.
Excuse me. You keep running into me,
You
sir.
just ran into me.
I'm just trying to travel. You guys are trying to impede my travel.
Well, you're not going past here.
Would you guys put your body cameras on? I want your supervisors to see it firsthand what you guys do. Why do you guys not have your body cameras on? What are these things for? So you can violate people's rights without being on video? I've been video you guys violating my rights the whole time right now.
What right?
You're gonna learn though. You're gonna learn what rights. I love it, dude. You guys are.
Within moments, a captain arrives.
So what's your business today? Did you get it taken care of?
No, this guy put his hands on me. They won't let me go to the county clerk's office. I just want to go to the county clerk's, file some FOIA requests. He thinks he can get ID out of somebody without committing a crime. You can't. That's a Fourth Amendment violation. He literally said to me, he doesn't know what the Fourth Amendment is. He thinks it's nonsense. This is not funny.
You have an appointment or what's?
I have no appointment. I'm coming through here, documenting my experience,
And all he wants
filing
to do
some FOIA requests, and I'm done with this illegal detention. You need to educate your deputies here.
So I send you the right way. Is that something from there?
County clerk's office. Yeah, I'm going to take a look at the county budget, just exercising my constitutional rights to be in public, video record, and these guys are absolutely violating my civil rights
all
right
you gotta
now.
do is go back and sign your
So,
right name and show us
Thank
ID.
you. Thank you for taking care of that. I'm just going to the county clerk's
Hold on.
office.
So, but you got to sign in. That's their rule.
I did sign in.
Okay, but you didn't use your real name.
I did.
You're,
Show us
I'm
your
here
ID
under the
then.
freedom of press
you're Dan.
as
your name
Dan,
is Dan
of Erie County. That's the name of the press.
What's your last name?
You're not getting my last name. You guys don't get my last name. That's a violation
You're
of the
not
Fourth
coming
Amendment. Is that not a violation of the Fourth Amendment? Are you the captain?
Yeah, I'm gonna go see if they even know Dan from Erie County is coming today.
They don't know I'm coming.
Eventually, the county's top law enforcement officer enters, Sheriff Rudolph.
You're the sheriff of the county? I am. This deputy and that deputy is violating my civil rights. They are also put their hands on me and assaulted me or battered me unlawfully because they do not have a lawful command to tell me to turn my camera off in this public space. You know that as a sheriff. I'm here to document my experience, and these guys are stopping me, causing illegal detention on my rights.
Doesn't look like you're being detained to me.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Sheriff. Looks like I'm being
Locked
detained
door?
out of the locked. I'm locked out of the county clerk's office. This is a county building.
Yeah, you can go
This
that way.
business hours are over.
You can go that way.
This business hours over.
Where do you want to go?
I want to go to the county clerk's office. File some FOIL. Are you refusing me service, Sheriff?
The door's locked.
The door is locked, and this is the Wyoming County, New York Sheriff.
The door is locked because they just locked it because of the camera. Straight up. You are violating the First Amendment rights and refusing service down here. That's all I want to know. You say yes?
Well, why don't we get a hold of the clerk's office and see if they want to see you?
Do the clerks have a choice who they get to see and don't get to see?
So,
Sheriff, why is this door locked?
if they're gonna,
If they're going to allow public services to public, what is going on here? You guys are violating my rights.
there's no rights being violated.
There's no rights being violated? I can't go to the county clerk's office because of why?
I'm
Because
sure
of the
you'll be able
camera?
to get there at some point.
When you educate your officers about my First and Fourth Amendment rights. They think they can get ID out of me to come into a public building. Do you agree with that, Sheriff? Sheriff, do you have to show ID to get into this public building? Do you have to show your driver's license?
You have to write your name down.
I did write my name down there, who I am. So what is the problem? Do you have to show ID to get into this building? That would be a Fourth Amendment violation, correct, Sheriff?
Fourth Amendment?
Fourth Amendment, unlawful search and seizure. You cannot demand ID unless you've been suspected of a crime. Reasonable, articulable suspicion, RAS. You know these things. You're a sheriff.
You're going to be going to, if you want to go to the clerk's office, they're trying to address that right now. Just be a little patient. That's all they're
A
asking.
little patient. I'm being detained out of the office right now.
Nobody's detaining you. You're going around.
So, what is your name, sir?
It's Gregory.
You're the sheriff of the county, but you're not willing to admit that it would be a Fourth Amendment violation for them to ID me to get in this building?
No, I'm not going to admit that.
A few minutes later, escorted by Deputy Sage, Auditor Dan Warmus was finally allowed to the clerk's office.
You wait right over here.
Or I could wait right here.
Within moments, Dan received the documents he had been seeking.
Yeah, I'll just take a couple photos of it and give it right back to you. I'll put it right in that black thing there for you. If
That's
you don't mind.
perfect, absolutely.
Thank you.
The internet has not taken kindly to the attitude and actions of these New York law enforcement officers. The Wyoming County Sheriff's Department has been bombarded with emails, criticism on social media, and phone calls. And that's just the start. Auditor Dan Warmus says he is now preparing to sue the sheriff's deputies for civil rights violations. And in order to minimize costs, legal experts say the county would be wise to settle with him. You see, when a city or county has law enforcement officers who do not know the law or the Constitution, there is often financial pain. And in some cases, including this one, there is also political fallout. Wyoming County, New York Sheriff Gregory Rudolph was up for re-election this fall. But just days after a local television station did a news report on his encounter with the auditor, Sheriff Rudolph sent an email to the County Board of Supervisors announcing his retirement. The sheriff refused to comment. I have a feeling the sheriff, his deputies, and many of you may think that constitutional auditors are rude and obnoxious. But remember, people who stand up for our constitutional rights and identify cops who won't are doing all of us a service. Law enforcement in America needs to change, and honoring the Constitution instead of trampling on it is a crucial first step. I'm David Schuster. Thanks for joining us.